So DC here, hi guys and gals. It's Sunday morning, yeah. You can hear all the birds in the foreground, but it's cooler. Not being cold, but just cooler. And it's probably like -5 or something like that, but there's not so many birds hanging around. So yeah, just walking around again. Nothing special. The last time I talked was on Friday, so I guess that today there hasn't been all that much going on in the last few days. I mean, we did go and see the kids and at their place, and so they live in the same house as my son's mother-in-law, so Steffi's mother, and we trimmed the trees. So we were four of us trimming trees, and yeah, it was a pretty big job because they had not trimmed the trees for many years. I mean, so her father passed away like a little bit more than 5 years ago now, and yeah, I don't think the trees have been trimmed much since then. Yeah, talking about passing away, we're coming up to March, and it'll be, goodness sakes, is it already 5 years since my dad passed away? I think it is, actually. Yeah, we're 2022. Yeah, it should be 5 years. Unbelievable how fast in a way time goes, and yeah, I mean, I miss him, and I think you know what I mean. You know, it's been 5 years. The pain is still there. Every now and then you feel like, oh geez, I wish I could show him this, or he'd like to see this, or he'd like to see the grandkids or the great grandkids. And at the same time, you've kind of got used to him, well, not being around. I guess that those of you who've had, lost a parent and it's been a long time know what I mean. I mean, there's, of course, it's like any grief situation. I mean, you go through the different stages. I mean, I know there's one YouTube friend, she mostly does Facebook now, has lost her mother not too long ago. I won't mention her name, but I mean, I can feel the pain because it's clearly there. Yeah, geez. Let me see if I can try and catch those birds up there. There's only a few, so there's not much to see. Let me see. Oh, they're almost gone. Let me see how quickly. Can I get it? Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Sometimes there's like 30 birds up there, but that's not the case now. Yeah, so I'm gonna get back to what I was talking about, though, is that it's the grief situation. Yeah, I was going over slides and yeah, old slides. I mean, digitalized. I shouldn't say call them slides. It was my slide set that I had digitalized a few years back, and I'm going over some of them because, okay, I digitalized them at the time. I was almost going to say with the best I could, and I have good material. I just didn't quite know probably exactly the way I should be doing them sometimes. So I do have the slides, but I had a dedicated flatbed scanner for that, but I mean a dedicated slide flatbed scanner, and did thousands of slides, my own and my parents, and was going over and seeing some pictures, like of in the 60s, and then you kind of think like, yeah, isn't that the way that you kind of like to remember someone when you were a child still, and you can see, you see like the people or your dad or your parents or your friends, and all of a sudden it comes back through your child's eyes, and that is so different. I looked because on somebody on Facebook, a funny little story which I'll get into maybe more into detail in another vlog, but finding sometimes I'm on a site called the Eastern Township site, and then all of a sudden you get people, I put pictures, and then all of a sudden people will like a picture, and you see like, oh, I remember that person. or is it the same person, or is it somebody that I actually knew, or is it somebody's, daughter or something like that. There was somebody that was liking a picture of mine, and I remembered the name, and I realized that I remembered the family name, but only to realize that it was probably the person's child, not the person that I knew. So that's kind of amusing. But then I looked somebody up, and then I thought like somebody I had gone to grade school with, just put their name in, and found them. And of course, if I had seen the person on the street, I probably would not have recognized the person. I imagine it would have been the same for him towards me. He was a nice person. I remember his dad used to work also at the same factory as mine did at the time. But when I saw him, I recognized, just elements of his face. Yeah, elements of his face. And I felt like, pulling out, maybe there was some old class pictures or something to see if I could find him there. I'd have to go looking for him. But realizing I could see elements of his face, and then I looked on. I mean, he doesn't protect his Facebook page all that much, because I could see, pretty much every picture and everything he put there. So I guess he has everything open. But, and I thought, okay, he'd been married with someone that was a relative of someone that I knew for, 40 years now. I think the person's had a daughter. And it was just kind of amusing because, it's been, in the case of this particular person, oh goodness, minimum, I'd say 45 years since I saw him. And it's not like we were great friends. We were just, grade school, primary school buddies. I mean, we didn't fight or anything. Contrary, it was just, amusing to see how life has been for somebody that I once knew. Okay, I've been talking long enough. So I'll be DC, signing off. Take care, everybody. And I really do hope you have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.